Batarang with your name on it.
Yeah, Johnny, did you think the zip line at any point?
The zip line?
To move about.
Yeah.
I ran the entire time.
Yeah, I just ran. I'm like, fuck it. I know he's gonna pop out. I'm just gonna cover as much distance as possible before he pops up.
If you run too fast and too long, doesn't he just sort of pop up and kill you instantly?
That only happened to me once.
I never let that happen to me. I'm talking about he killed me the most times because he would eventually pop up, and I would hear him approaching, but I don't see where he's coming from until he's like a foot behind me.
Dude, I walked the entire time, and he popped up maybe once behind me, every other time right in front of me.
You walked the entire time?
I crouch walked. It's a little faster than regular walking.
Lord.
That must have taken fucking forever.
Yeah.
Well, it did take a while, but, you know, I had to keep my eye on the you're getting so close to your target thing, so I didn't want to run past any corners by mistake.
Also, the fact that it was basically just a fetch quest.
Yeah. I still liked it. It was so fun. It's not something I want to do again, but it was okay for the first time through.
I still think the best part of the game were the Scarecrow levels.
I got
yes.
sick of it after the third one.
Well, it only goes 3 times, so...
Yeah, I know, but after the third one... Well, first off, I will give props to Rocksteady for making me think that my 360 Red Ring of Death during one of the Scarecrow scares.
Oh, the very last one?
Yeah,
that freaked me out, because I'm like, no! What the hell happened?
No!
I think that
you're
got
not even
everyone.
a year old!
I think that got everyone. That got everyone.
I need scissors. 61.
Vision mail!
Vision mail!
Vision mail!
Although the first time it happened, I wasn't confused at all, because Batman had the giant red glowing eyes thing from Batman Begins, so I'm like, oh, it's the Scarecrow, he's coming up.
At first I thought, like, oh shit,
I
Batman
didn't see that. I didn't see that because I wasn't rotating my camera around to look at the front of Batman while he was walking forward. I was behind him where I should have been.
I personally thought Batman now had laser eyes. And he was just pissed.
No, I like the conversation you have with Barbara after you find the fake Commissioner Gordon Jed.
Yeah, that was actually kind of creepy.
Please leave a message. I need scissors. 61.
The number you have dialed has been disconnected. Yeah. You know what? You know what really creeped me out? Walking out of the morgue.
Go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said what really creeped me out was walking out of the morgue into the morgue. Incidentally,
I was confused at first, so I was running around the first morgue trying to figure out some kind of clue I was supposed to use, and the voices just kept getting louder and more fierce, and I'm just like, God, what the hell am I supposed to do?
God, this must be what God hears.
Did the same thing, and then I walked out of the morgue, and I was back in the morgue.
And then I'm like, oh, I get what's going on
now. The second one wasn't that good. But... The thing about the body bags in that morgue, though, they kind of disappointed me because I think it was a combination of poor voice work and stiff animation, but they didn't strike me as creepy.
I think it would have been better if it had been someone besides Bruce's parents, because you're kind of like, okay, we're going down this road. I think it would have been better if it had been like Robin and someone else.
Actually, I didn't really. I expected it because every time the Scarecrow popped up in the animated series, it was always Batman's parents that got dragged into it. You know, because that's his fear. Except
for the excellent 2-part episode that it was like towards the end of the series, which forever will stick in my mind. But
I must not have seen it actually.
It's where Barbara apparently dies, and they blame Batman for it, and everything goes to hell.
Oh.
It's actually a really good 2-parter. Anyway, back to the game. Did anyone else catch the Ra's al Ghul and Clayface cameos?
Incidentally, I just found Ra's al Ghul last night while looking for the last of the riddles. That was gratifying. He was my favorite villain from the animated series.
I was wondering during the part where he's in the cell why he was shapeshifting. And it took me forever to realize, oh, it's Clayface.
No, the thing is, the first time I saw him, it was Officer Cash,
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what's he doing here? If it had been Commissioner Gordon or Warren Sharp, I would have been like, oh, I get what's going on. But since it was Cash, I didn't get what was going on.
Like, how did you get here?
And when I came back down, it was the Warden. I'm like, oh, it's Clayface.
Why aren't I picking up a skeleton?
When I first saw him, he was Warden Sharp, and I hadn't actually found Warden Sharp yet. So I actually tried to explode the glass on the cage. It doesn't let you though. That's
yeah, I know it doesn't.
It's glass. It should blow up. Damn it!
Game logic.
Explosive proof glass.
Did you catch the Roswell Ghoul, Johnny?
Yeah, I solved all the riddles. One which involved the ghoul.
Yay!
But doesn't he actually leave the body bag?
Yeah, every time during the game he's in the body bag, but if you go back right before the final boss, the body bag is gone.
Dun dun dun. Batman Begins.
I still hate that movie for not giving the Scarecrow enough screen time.
No, I hate the Dark Knight for not giving the Scarecrow enough time.
Let's just say we hate the movies for not giving the Scarecrow enough screen time.
He's my second favorite villain.
I especially hate Tim Burton movies for not having Scarecrow at all.
Yeah, he's the
don't
one
bet
guy
on the Tim Burton movies.
No,
don't you dare bet on the Tim Burton movies.
No, I'm just saying he would have been perfect to handle the Scarecrow.
Yeah, Tim Burton would be a good to handle Scarecrow, but don't you dare.
He actually probably would have brought up the Scarecrow at some point if Warner hadn't kicked him off the project. For the more kid-friendly dudes.
I don't think he wanted to do the third one.
Incidentally, have either of you taken out Armored Batman for a run in the challenge missions?
Not yet.
Is there any difference? Is it just cosmetic?
No, he gives you more health. But
really?
What I was actually trying to point out was he looks an awful lot like Batman and Robin's Batman. Like at the very end of the movie, where he's got like this armored version of his costume on for some retarded reason.
Oh, the random silver one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks exactly like that, and you know what? They even gave the costume nipples for some reason. And it brought back so many painful Batman and Robin flashbacks that I'm just like, oh, I kept hearing that anatomically correct black rubber suit in my mind.
Suit designed by Joel Schumacher. No.
Do you know what they should do for DLC later?
What's
that?
Make a patch where you can turn on all the bad guys' character models to match their 60s counterparts.
Hell yeah! I still want to control Adam West Batman.
Yeah, and then during the fights, it plays and every slow motion shot is exclamated by a bam or a pow. Oh, come on, you would buy that.
Of course I'd buy that.
No, not just every slow motion shot, but every time you hit someone, you hear, damn! 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 It would be awesome. It would be perfect.
I wonder if they could get Adam West to record a few lines for that.
I'm sure he'd be up for it. Oh, god damn. I want that.
What did y'all think of the Joker, though? I assume Johnny has played the Joker.
In terms of, challenge mode and shit like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's humorous to look at. I'll say it.
Yeah, Joker beating up a room of 20 muscle-bound, heavily armored guards with his bare hands.
Judo chop!
Yeah, the judo chop counter.